What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Reality Kingdom, where we put the real in reality. Period. The fuck? I'm your host, Pharaoh. We are joined by our wonderful co-host, Lee. Lee, how did you feel about this episode or whatever? How you doing, first of all? And how you feel about this episode?
First of all, I'm doing good. I'm doing really, really good.
One.
The episode, I mean, Danny and Sarah continue to deliver. Okay.
Wes is gone. Johnny Bananas is mad.
Now, I am sad about Mother Janae leaving. I really am sad about that.
I just
because she was, first of all, she was working with Danny and Sarah through Grant, which is great. So it's like she had her own allegiance against the like other veterans. It was really fun, but we don't get to see that play out. However, one thing about Janae, she still hasn't been eliminated since she's come back. She has 2 wins and a medevac on her belt, bitch. Who's taking out Janae?
Not Kellyanne.
If it ain't God, period. Right. Just because Kellyanne was in power, Kellyanne didn't get her out.
Kellyanne did not get her out. Anyways, we started this motherfucker episode off. If you don't remember, we ended off on a cliffhanger. Kiki and Darrell had to choose who was going to go in against, what is that boy name? Wes and Zara.
Yeah.
For the elimination.
The what?
The arena. So they did, and they ended up, basically Kiki was like, I mean, I don't fuck with Emily. I also don't fuck with Grant. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a shot at their alliance, which they didn't really do.
At all.
That was the concept. And so they were like, we're going to take a shot at the Challenge USA bitches. So they did. She put in Ben and Casey.
Mind you, if you go take a shot, you need a real shot. But
that's what I was thinking. You should put in Sarah if you was real. Was not. Ooh. Ben and Casey got sent in, and they're gonna go against Zora and what's that boy name? Wes.
So
in the elimination. He went home so early.
For once.
Finally.
No.
The arena is called Herculean Strength. Bitch, you gotta hold on to a weight. Your partner gotta solve some math problems. If they get it right, they get to add weights to the opponent who's holding on. We find out that Casey's gonna be holding on because Ben's shoulder broke, and Zara's gonna be holding on because she can't do math.
And that's me.
I feel like it should have been required for the same gender to hold on regardless, but we moved because
I mean, but the way it's set up, like Ben got an injury, Zara was mentioning how she has dyslexia, so she's not, she's not thinking that math.
That's
so,
not true, though. Like
it worked out for both the women.
It worked out, but it's like them saying those reasons made me feel like it wasn't required. And it's like, shouldn't it have been required? Like if Wes was holding it up against I don't know. I feel like it should have been required.
They let that happen though. Like they would have did like Wes against Casey.
Okay, I hope so. So boom, they start going. The math problems was easy down. I was confused as to why they were struggling. I felt like
I was struggling
for Wes, and that sucks because some people not getting the math like Zara. But for Wes, but she has dyslexia. She has a reason. But for Wes, I was like, girl, you got to go faster because Casey is bigger than Zara in many ways. Yeah. So he definitely needed to go fast, and he was not going fast. I don't know if he was. And then he said,
honestly,
but panicking after you've been on the challenge for 30 years, this is like being at home, babes.
Right. This is like a second job for you, babe. This is like
do you panic at work? I don't know. Like I was just confused as to why he was struggling, but he was struggling.
But honestly, like once I saw the matchup and what they had to do, it was like, girl, because Zara, she just looks like she was not going to be able to hold it up. The Casey, like, she lifts weights and shit. Okay, she is strong.
That is a football player. Yeah. Literally. Actually a football player. Professional. Zara and Wes lose. They're out. Bye.
I was gagged a little bit. I was never going to go far.
I don't know why.
It was cute. He told
it was not cute. It was weird.
It was cute.
He was trying to sun them.
He told MVPs that they belong here. You know what I mean? And he said they're bringing the game to a level that he couldn't have imagined like 20 years ago. And like I just can't help but think there was like a little like Sarah, Danny, y'all, Grant, y'all doing y'all thing, like going against the status quo, like playing your own game. Like I like that moment because it's like give them some respect. Too. Like
I give that to Wes because Wes wasn't a part of all the hoopla when it was happening, so I'll give him that.
Yeah, get off my man. Get off my man.
Yo, man.
We stand Wesley in this house.
He has a child with a woman, babes.
I could be that.
You're not. I
don't misgender me.
After this, Grant, Emily, Danny, and Sarah, the big four, they talk, which is now the big three. But at this point, they're still the big four. They talk, and basically they're like, Ben can go. Ben can go. Especially Grant and Emily. They don't fuck with him. As they shouldn't. KK and Darrell, they talked to Ben and Casey.
Yeah.
And basically,
they pulled up on them real quick.
Yes.
Like as soon as they entered the villa,
Yes.
Casey was like, Kiki, come on. Wait, what?
Because they wanted to find out.
Immediately. I was like, okay,
I like Casey with a partner who is interesting.
All right.
And Ben is interesting. So Casey is forced to be interested in a way.
Yeah.
So it's like
all of the stuff I see them doing, I feel like Ben said we're
caused
doing
it.
And you was like, okay.
Period. So they pull up, literally, and they're like, so why'd y'all put us in? And Darrell and Kiki, the real reason they put them in is because they was taking a shot.
Yeah.
But,
and Ben had been going around, it was a flashback to
him trying to convince
the group that Troy was at the bottom of the Aussies, all the little weird whispering shit that living like, and I was like, that's weird. But it's crazy because, Casey and Ben, they were like sitting on the table, like above them. Kiki and Darrell was sitting at the table. And they were saying in the dining room how like they were like purposely trying to intimidate them. And it's like, do you really think you're gonna intimidate Darrell? Or Kiki for real, honestly.
Please.
Like, do you think they're scared of you bitches? No.
They're not. They put y'all in.
Darrell gave the most basic answer. I mean,
hey, we just thought and we said a name and y'all was the name. It's like, period. After this, Amber and Troy, they talked to Casey and Tori.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, somebody's getting played. I don't know who it is. Love Amber, but I think it might be
her. You think it's Amber?
Yeah.
I mean, we just saw her write down how these girls played in her face. I don't know why she would trust or work with them.
Right.
But hey.
But there's a scene, and basically, at this point, Amber and Troy are saying that they don't feel like they are cool with Emily and them because Emily and them are besties with Sarah, and clearly they're not going to choose us over Sarah. I feel like y'all thinking too hard too fast because, babe, it's so many people. Like, give it up. Who gives a fuck? If Emily chooses Sarah over you, that's not going to happen until it's Final Four.
And it's like, Amber, my thing is, Tori and them have proven they're never going to choose you. So
who are you going? I just want to know who they're going with. Like, if you're not going with the Aussies, then who? Because you don't have any friends. These were your friends.
You might as well stick with Aussies and make some bomb with US people.
Like
CBS people, Amber. You
play the game, maybe.
They got cool with Danny and them. They CBS, girl.
From the same network. Anyways. And Amber was like, Emily and Grant literally don't speak to me. They speak to other people more than me, and we both Aussies. And it's like, I mean, you could talk to them, no? But hey, we move. We love Amber.
I do. I just feel like, it was very clear that everything that Emily and Grant was doing was to help the Aussies. So it's like, they were the active players. Like, Troy's not doing anything, and neither are you, Amber. So they're doing things to help you. They started the alliance that's protecting y'all.
You're welcome. I don't know. Boom. We get to the challenge. The challenge.
We love you, Amber.
Shout out to you and the baby and Chauncey. Shout out to Chauncey.
He should have been here.
Come back, babes.
Definitely. Ooh. USA?
Hopefully.
I would love.
I take it. And I take it. Okay, the challenge.
With ease.
Maybe not with ease, but I will pretend.
Yeah, that would be pretty loosey.
Pretend. Yeah.
Ease, but. I just know Amber is very.
I don't know if I want to go to a paint session, a massage session, if I want to subscribe to the.
I want all three. I may be already subscribed.
He's doing a discount this week, y'all. So the challenge, dead ass, he's doing a discount this week. Challenge is Rocket Man. It's called Rocket Man. One of the team's members.
This random ass challenge.
Girl, it's giving fun with friends. Like, I don't know. It's called Rocket Man.
It's giving
fun with friends. Wipeout, babes. Like, I don't know who was promoting this episode, Puss in Boots. But like,
shut up.
So there's a little, what do you even call that thing?
Inflatable
on the water. Your partner's gonna be laying on an inflatable. You gonna jump down, hit it. When you hit it, they're gonna bounce up and they gotta hit these bars. These bars are gonna take off either 60 seconds, 30 seconds, whoop seconds. I forgot. From
20.
Your time, whatever the fuck. 20 seconds from your time. So if you hit the bars, you get a lesser time, of course. And then you got to swim out, grab the puzzle pieces, take it to the puzzle, finish the puzzle. Fastest time wins. Boom. So we go, a bunch of teams go, whoop, whoop, whoop. Then we get to Grant and John. This was an important one. because when Grant jumped off the thing, he landed in between the inflatable and the thing holding the inflatable in place.
It's like he folded into it too.
Legs was up. It was giving cartoon. Because his legs were just in the air above his head. I was like, oh. And we find out later that he's swimming and he's like, I have a sharp ass pain like going through my leg.
Can't tell because he got in that water swimming, baby.
He
like
was
he was
gone.
not
I honestly
like that bothered him at all until it ended.
I didn't even think they were getting last, dead ass. I was like, Loki, they may not get last because he was going faster than I would have went. Me personally.
Literally. I thought he definitely went faster than Yes, no shade.
But he had an Olympic swimmer.
And that's the team.
So, Yes held them back. But anyways, Grant leg potentially broke. But we don't know yet. When they get done, he gets in the ambulance. They take him out. It's his knee, really, that's fucked up. So they take him out for the day. So he's gone. And then
we get a few confessionals. Like, the girls are scared.
Yep.
Like,
literally.
Danny's like, we do not need one of our team to be last. Because, of course, their alliance is him, Sarah, Emily, and Grant. And if Grant is in the elimination, then they don't have the numbers to control the vote. And it's like, if an Aussie is in, they're going to want another Aussie. Well, let's just say Danny is that's a Raven because he figured that shit the fuck out quick.
In one diary room, please. Apparently, well, not even apparently, Emily is a 3-time gold Olympic medalist.
And still lost to Kiki in the show of Australia.
That's not swimming.
And that's the guy, ain't it?
Make them swim, then what?
Girl, Emily was moving in this water.
Bitch, it wasn't like giving swimming. Walking. It was giving she was on a boat, babe. Like
riding a bike in the water.
Not even walking. Walking for me is hard. So it was just so easy. It was.
She was gliding. Like it was like you know what it is. You know what it is.
What is it, girl?
The SpongeBob live action movie when David Hasselhoff takes them back to Bikini Bottom, and he's just like,
that's what it is.
That's exactly how Emily was.
It's a speedboat, bitch.
She was moving.
I'm gone. What kind of reference? But she was gone as fuck. But Yes was not gone. In fact, Yes was
drowning down there.
Yes, I didn't know.
I didn't know what Yes couldn't swim.
But he's fine, so that's okay.
Right.
What?
She had to go back and help him twice. She had to go back and get. She said, "Hold on to me, nigga."
He had to hold on. Like, it's okay, babe. I got you. Whew. Yes could. Whew. He's just so tall. You know? Big, maybe.
You're a man.
And so is he. We get to the results. Grant and Johnny have lost. Well, Johnny has lost, and Grant is not here.
He gotta get the message to the hospital. Like,
they texted him. By the way, y'all lost.
You're going in. Make sure you eat.
Be prepared, babe. The winners was by 1 second. It was either Kaz and Jordan or it was Tristan and Kelly.
And it's like, oof, it was bad for the Aussies. It was bad for y'all. Because hell, the top 4 is literally all the UK people, and this divided by it's separated by a second. Like, wow. 1 second.
And then boom, Tristan and Kelly and
they kind of mothered that.
So we have a UK team who won. And we have an Aussie team who lost.
Mind you, John A. scared. And it's like, John A., you wouldn't have to be scared if you didn't randomly put in your friend that you've known for years. Because Jody got win shit to threw Jody in.
For some reason, she thought Kellyanne was going to lose. She literally says it this episode. She was like,
why?
When I put Kellyanne in, I thought she was going to lose. Kellyanne and lose don't even go together.
She said this episode. I didn't
said this episode of Diary Room,
girl. Did she say that episode that she did?
She lied.
No, that's not lying.
Because that's her issue. Because she was lying.
I guess when your mother, who cares? She said, look.
I'm saying what I said, and I'll say it when I say it. Period.
And I'm going to still win. Now what?
Boom. Tori.
The pause.
I'm sorry. We got to get
Tori.
Tori talks to Tori
I
talks
don't
to
like
Danny
this
is
conversation at all.
Me neither. She's weird. But y'all already know I don't like her.
I do think she comes in. I just hate how like abrasive she is with it. It's like, well, Casey and Jordan are my allies. Bananas and Theo won't vote Jordan and Kaz.
So we're not
really,
doing Jordan.
There's
Anyway.
only the Australians and Jody and Mitchum. So make a choice.
So which one of those are we doing?
And it's like,
bitch, who are you? Like, she's lucky. She's lucky because that's the thing. Sarah and Danny aren't even. They're not easily susceptible to what the fuck the way she's talking to them or the way Johnny Bananas talking to them. But even them, they're like adults. Me, I'm a child when you start talking to me crazy. Because she was like, crazy. Like, girl, who you talking to? Get the fuck out of here.
It's crazy because she basically has a diary room saying that she is actively trying to minimalize Danny's alliance. And it's like, I think like Danny's and Sarah's perspective isn't necessarily trying to go after their numbers. I think Danny and Sarah are just playing the game. You know what I mean? And they understand someone like Jordan can win this game. He's gonna have to go at some point, and protecting him because he's your ex-fiance doesn't fucking matter, Tori. But I just think it's annoying that it's like she's actively trying to pick at people that is also protecting their team. But see, they don't care about the connections that they've made to help protect them. They only care about their connections that they've had for 90 goddamn years.
Literally. And we don't care about it.
And it's like, I'm not gonna sit up here and be this loyal to Jordan, someone who is one of the best challengers. Like, I mean, like, come on now.
Come on, dummy. And this is the issue. The difference I felt. Well, first of all, I have a bias. I like Danny. I don't like Tori. So let's clear that up.
Yeah.
After the bias.
What we saying is still tea. Like,
yeah, but this is the thing. After the bias, I felt like Tori in her diary room saying, I am intentionally trying to weaken Danny's alliance was weird because that's your partner. When Danny was trying to get out Jordan, whether it was his intent or not, he didn't say, I'm specifically trying to weaken Tori's alliance. He said, we got to get out these big players, Jordan and or Wes. So I just found it weird. She's like only going after because she didn't even say, I'm taking them out because they're big threats. She didn't say, I'm taking them out because I'm scared of them. She didn't say, I'm taking them out because they're going to win. She said, I want them going because they're aligned to Danny, which is weird to me. Because technically y'all are partners. I understand he came after Jordan, but his reason was that Jordan has literally won more challenges than 90% of y'all. And the one he didn't win more than is old. So it's like, that's not a problem. That's not competition. I'm sorry. And also Jordan is not partnered with a Team USA person like Johnny Bananas is. So of the people available, Jordan is the biggest threat objectively. This is not an argument. It's true. According to the facts, Jordan is factually the biggest threat for anyone to win. So his reasoning is way more justified than her wanting out. Who does she even want to put in? Emily and Yes?
Emily and Yes.
Girl, shut up. Like, shut up. Those aren't even real threats. Please.
And then Bananas and Theo walk in, and, that's when they just kind of basically Bananas trying to take over the conversation because whatever conversation Bananas walks into, he is going to grandfather it up because he thinks he knows everything. Because he's played 90 versions of the goddamn season of the show, and he just thinks that, like, no, nigga.
Like, you're older. Congratulations. We get it. We know your age. So he comes in, and Bananas was like, because what exactly did he say? He said, so what are we going to do? Because Sarah replies. She's like, honestly, I'm down with whatever. I just need to know what the plan is. I would want to know the path of the future. Like, where are we going to go with this? And Johnny cuts her off. And he's like, the one mistake I've made playing these games when in the past, that one time I made that mistake, it was when I was thinking too far ahead. And Danny was like, why are you talking to us like we stupid?
Like, trying to make us feel like we idiots.
Like, what are you doing right now? This is weird. And Sarah was like, no, you literally, every time I speak, you try to make me feel like I'm dumb. That's weird. And Johnny has a diary room. An embarrassing diary room.
This is the stupidest diary room. Like, he literally says, if he were to go on Survivor, he would say, show me the ropes. Show me how to play this game. He's like, they've only played with one season under their belt and think they know everything. They think they have the game by their balls. And it's like, are you stupid? And see, that's the difference with these shows. That's why I think bringing these CBS players onto these shows make it more interesting because you don't go into Survivor, Big Brother, trying to get shown the ropes.
Literally.
You go
that's
to
how
win.
You lose, bitch.
You go to win. Y'all are not coming in here to win. Point blank period, and you want to shit on people who are. Why is someone that doesn't have any connections on their own just going to sit there and let you guide their entire game? That would be stupid. That would be so stupid. That's like Sarah on Game Changers listening to everything Cirie said, listening to everything Cirie wanted to do, Sarah was going to listen to, and Cirie would have got her out. That's literally what Cirie plan was. But Sarah outsmarted someone who's been in the game longer. Like, why would they sit here and listen to everything that y'all want to do just because you've been here longer? That is so stupid. And I think Jonathan Nash honestly just proved that, like, I always just thought, like, how would he do, like, in a Big Brother or Survivor? Terribly.
He would lose.
Terribly, because he would go in there wanting to get the
The other thing is, I don't genuinely think he would do that. I think he's lying to prove his point. Because I don't even believe he would do that. That's annoying,
because the challenge, that's what they all do. Like,
they're liars.
Shit that they do.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
if it was me, I just feel like I wouldn't have voted for the person I wanted to go in.
Well, it's because they've been benefiting from the status quo for so long, and because basically MTV's The Challenge is basically dying at this point. It's forced to get switched up so many ways, and clearly they're just not used to it. And it's like, get used to it, babe, especially if you're going over to the USA streets.
Period. After this, Sarah tries to speak, and Johnny gets up and leaves like a child. And Sarah was like, okay, of course you do. My issue with this whole interaction is that all Sarah was asking was for the details of the reason they were voting who they were voting. But from what we heard from Tori, the reason they were voting who they were voting was because they want to get back at Danny and Sarah, not because they want to.
They don't have a real reason.
They don't have a reason, and that's the issue, because they were asking for a reason, and y'all got mad when they asked for a reason, and you said they were bad players and tried to make them feel stupid. Yeah, which is weird.
Because what's happening is it's very clear that an amalgamation of Casey, Tori, Jordan, Bananas is all together, and with Theo. So they still want to go to the end with Sarah, and Danny, because they have to, they're tied to them, but they don't want them to be able to do anything on their own without them. They don't want them to be able to have any type of leverage or agency of their own. And I just think that's weird. Like, they don't want people to come and play the strategic side of the challenge. They want people to come and play this physical side. That's why, like, even this episode, we got the TJ saying, don't let a tie vote happen again. You guys see what happened when there's a tie vote. You mean one of the best eliminations we've seen in episodes? And I mean over seasons. You know what I mean? Like, these are some of the best gameplay we've seen in the challenge in years, and it's getting shat on by fans, by TJ, by the people in the house. Like, I don't think they understand what the type of game they're playing. Like
they don't.
You mentioned it before. Like, this is still a social strategic game, even though it's called the challenge. Like, there's a social and strategic aspect to it.
Yeah.
And y'all get mad at anyone who tries to play it. That's why they get so mad at the CBS players.
That's not how you play the game.
The CBS players sneaky and shady. They're just strategic, which is how you can play this game.
They don't know it's politicking, Lee. It's politicking.
That's why I know for a fact they are going to get their ass handed to them in the Challenge USA, because they don't know strategy. They don't know real strategy. That's why players like Fessy and Casey got to go on the challenge and eat it up so good. You know why? Because them niggas wasn't doing strategy at Big Brother. They were doing politicking. They should have been on the challenge. They fit right in.
Dead ass. Boom. After this, we get to the vote. At the vote, we start off.
Girl, Amber said, I'm about to give y'all a show.
Oh, I forgot to put these people pictures up. Y'all know who
me
people
too.
Are. They know who
so, okay, wait. We never really discussed this. Amber is probably pregnant during this film, isn't she?
She's pregnant.
And she ain't know?
She did not know.
Queen.
Mother.
Literally.
Literal mother. Amber starts off the vote, and she is like, look, you know, there's people here who literally have not spoken to me. And I'm gonna vote them in. So, Emily, yes, I'm voting you guys.
She said, if it's not us, then it's you. So...
Then it's you. And in a way, I get it, because she said they literally never spoke to her. And it's like, if y'all actually genuinely never spoke to them.
Form. I think she means that they are too busy talking with other people in the game instead of including her as much.
If she meant that, I fully disagree. If she
they've definitely spoken to them.
They've
definitely spoken to them. They're in the same country. They've definitely spoken. I think it's more so she just feels like they haven't talked to them enough. They haven't been including them enough. But it's like, include you on what? There's nothing happening, bitch. We don't got power. She not a bitch. But
it slipped out. We get a flashback and we see that
she's mother bitch.
We get a flashback and we see that. Is it because they weren't talking to you, or is it because you got ran by Ben and Casey? So in the flashback, there's a scene because why is there a flashback here if that was her reason? Like we could have left there, but it was a flashback. And Ben and Casey are talking to Amber. And if you don't remember, Ben and Casey are from CBS. Whether they are good CBS players or not, they have one CBS show, so they know.
I will say, this was giving Ben's decision.
It was.
Casey
would have never done anything like this, and we know that as evidenced by every single other challenge she's ever played. Dead ass.
Plus Big Brother.
And the Big Brother. Dead
no
ass.
shade to her.
All shade, actually.
Offense?
All shade.
And all offense?
And all offense. I would love for her to never come back.
Ooh, she definitely gonna be on the CBS version. Her and Joshua.
I would love for her to not be. That's the thing. Like I don't even like Tori. I would rather Tori come back than Casey. Well, I don't like Casey either. So that's the issue. Don't like none of them. But
no.
Ben and Casey, I kind of like Ben though. I'm not gonna lie. Ben is kind of iconic in his own way.
He's a slight crack team.
He's interesting. Like he brings something, and some people don't do that. AKA his partner. So Ben is convincing Amber.
Imagine if him and Kellyanne was partnered. That would be
basically
a fun partnership.
Woo.
Ben
we
and
don't need
Kellyanne,
that.
We need that.
They would argue with each other. They would dead ass argue with each other about nothing. About nothing. Ben goes up to Amber and he's basically like, yeah, low key. The issue is that Sarah and them are so close to Emily and them. We need to take them numbers away from Sarah. And to do that, we might just have to vote Emily and yes. And the idea is to get them not even to necessarily vote Emily yes, but to not vote with the rest of the group. And he's suggesting that one way to do that is by voting Emily and yes and Sarah and Theo. That is what they do. So they vote Emily and yes and Sarah and Theo. And Emily was like, okay, that's weird because we would have never voted an Australian considering we're all Australians and this is the world championship. And that's the point of the show. And literally every other group of countries are working together.
And that's why that's the main reason why I just don't think it's smart because for Amber, because at the end of the day, this move placed her in basically working with the Tory USA Ben because this was Ben's specific plan because Tory came to him and said they were doing Amber and Troy. Mm-hmm. And he kind of wanted this separate thing to happen. So I guess at least it's going with what Ben wanted, but it's like, are you actively working with Ben? Like she still doesn't have her own alliance. She doesn't have that protected safety. And at the end of the day, Ben is not going to have her back moving forward because of this. Mm-hmm. So it's just, I don't know.
I think like the issue is, and I'm not sure if Amber plays like this often, but the issue is it's like when she has a chance to be in a group, which was kind of this, instead of like working on those relationships, she just kind of like flipped on the group and now she's solo. And it's like, okay, because now Amber's basically in limbo. She's with Kellyanne, not even with Kellyanne and Jody because they're now together, but you're in the same position as them. You're vulnerable. If
you at least had a team.
Yeah, you're vulnerable as fuck. If the next vote, why wouldn't everyone just vote Amber and Troy? Quick. Like, why wouldn't everyone just... They're working against Australia. Australia is the new let's get them out. Y'all are an Australian team, and none of the other Australian teams are going to work with y'all now because y'all just voted against them. So I don't see a reason why we wouldn't just vote y'all or Kiki and Darrell. But Darrell knows these people, babes. You don't. You're going in. Amber might go home next round because of this. Like, this made no sense. After this, I guess it's Danny and Tori's turn to go. And they don't know where they're going to vote. So Tori's like, oh, can you just skip us and we'll go last?
Yeah, I'm not sure who
we're not sure. And Theo says, I mean, y'all can't just wait for everybody to go and then just vote majority.
She's like, no, we really don't know.
We just don't know. That's all it is. It's like, they don't know. And they don't know. Quit playing. And then Danny was like, you know what? Well, then we'll toss in Kaz and Jordan then. How about that, Theo?
And she was like, well, we're not doing that. They're hilarious.
Oh, shit. But he basically was saying, because Theo kept clocking, it's like, well, I'll put in your ex, babes. You want to put somebody in?
Theo had a diary room. He got upset. He was like, did he feel like Danny and Tori, they need to work out their little situation because if they keep acting like this, I think he named up Sarah allies. Too. Like, they're not going to be good allies. We can't work with them. And it's like, girl, how about you do something, Theo? We ain't seen you in how long? Last time I saw you on her, you was causing mess, talking to people at the same time. Like, where's that Theo? All you doing is being a
So-
buzzkill and talking about Cass.
Literally. So Theo was like, so who y'all gonna vote? Who y'all gonna vote? And then he was like, damn, do we have a governor? Like, is this a
He
democracy?
said, look, Theo, you don't know my game, bro. You don't know my game.
You don't know my game, bro. You don't
He said,
know
"I'm
the
a
game, bro.
grown-ass
Actually.
man. Don't tell me what to do.
Mhm. So you can shut up. He said, you don't know my game, bro. So you can shut up. And Theo,
And he's like, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
And then Jordan was like, Tori, just vote us. Just vote us.
Just say her name. And she's like, well, it's okay, Jordan. Are you sure? Are you sure? Just say her name. Jordan talked to her all kind of crazy.
Crazy. Here she go, panicking. The vote, and so they ended up voting.
You know, they got nominated. Oh no, it was Devin and Tori got nominated for the MTV Award.
Really?
They deserved it for Best by the Eye. Best, yeah.
No. They vote Jordan and Cass and Benya and Jody. Boom. Danny got that vote. That's the thing. Basically, what I've observed is the other teams that don't necessarily agree, they, I guess, just agree to disagree and don't choose anyone that they are not agreeing on. Because Sarah and Theo, every time they vote, they just throw away votes. It's not votes that matter because Sarah and Theo, I'm going to skip to them. They voted Jody and Benya and Amber and Troy. And it's like, okay. But clearly they're not agreeing, but also clearly they're not arguing the way Tori and Danny are. And I guess that's the issue because that wasn't even the plan. The plan was vote Emily and Yes, but Sarah did not vote Emily and Yes, and neither did Theo. But Theo and Sarah at least, I guess, knew what they were doing going in. So I guess that's why Theo was mad. I don't know. And I think with Danny, he's like, well, I want to vote Jordan. And she's like, anybody else? And he's like, nope. And I think that's what's probably happening. So that's why they get stuck. Darrell and Kiki go. They do Benya and Jody, Tori and Danny. I'm not doing this. Bitch, the knobs are Yes and Emily and Benya and Jody because everybody basically voted the same.
It started getting all over the place.
It was all over the fuck. Oh, yes. But
Yes and Emily returned to favor the Troy Amber.
They did. They were like, y'all want to play cute? Let's get cute. Ben had a diary room. And he's like, Sarah and Emily. He don't have accent. He was like, Sarah and Emily. They thought they had, Amber and Troy on lock, but this is our game, not theirs. Bitch, it could have been yours too. You were literally in the alliance with them. You're weird. And you're going to lose. Ben is not going to lose. He's working on, and I will say he's working. He is getting to work, but he's working like by himself.
He put himself in the position.
It's literally just
working,
himself. He's not even working with Tori. And it's weird because it's not even like Tori and all of them are in a group and they're like, let's do this and let's convince these. No, Ben is just randomly doing shit on his own like a weirdo. After this, we get to deliberation. Kellyanne and Tristan are talking to Janae. And it's funny because I'm like, I don't even know why Janae speaks at this moment because Kellyanne don't give a damn. But Janae was like, well, I do know Grant would definitely prefer us not to go in against the Australian team. So
he's like, I'm not taking any type of
I would have definitely been putting them in.
Like, okay, well, I'm not doing that. Thank you, Janae.
Thanks for telling us what we should do, which is the opposite. We get to the arena and we find out that Grant is going home.
Injured down.
Is broke. Period.
And it really sucks.
Well,
I would love to see them in the game. Like, I think they were really powerful.
They were a force.
That would have been, like, honestly, like, because realistically, Emily and Yes would win against them. I think they would have lost.
Emily and Yes?
I think Grant and Janae would have beat them.
I agree. Grant and Janae are just beasts. Very much so. Yes, it just has a lot of weak points. Emily, we don't know the tea, but we know she did not win her season. So I do think in a lot of challenges, Grant and Janae would have won. And it's like, that's good. But also it's not because they would have lost the number for that alliance they have. But now what is it? It's 10 teams left. 4 of them are USA, bitch. So it's like, damn, they're damn near half of the season. You randomly got Benya and Jody, and then you got Australians who all hate each other. So it's like, the only structure here we have is USA, honestly.
Yeah.
So I think
they really all hate each other too, to be honest.
But they hate their teammates, and it's like you can't do nothing about that. Because I think, honestly, I just think the alliance of Tori, Johnny, Jordan, Casey, and Theo are probably just going to be the top 5, and I think everybody else is going to go home. Everybody else is a straggler. You're not connected to anyone. Yes, and Emily, they're going to go home. Jody and Ben are going to go home. Kellyanne and Tristan are going to go home. And Amber and Troy are going to go home. And Darrell and Kiki are probably going to go home. It's probably going to be literally the top 5 are literally probably going to be those 5 teams. Mark my words.
Like a
dead ass. Like, I don't see nothing else unless people start winning. Well, I do see other things. Kellyanne do not be going home at all. It's cute that her and Wes are cool because, like, they're basically the same person. They're not going home at elimination. I know that's right. But bitch, that's all. Tune in next week. We will be covering the next episode. We also are doing Big Brother and Survivor, so tune in for that. And also subscribe to us and follow us on everything at T Reality Kingdom. Bitch, we out.